Hi, this is Katrina Gray, and I will be reading a story called In White. Sarah's body performed alchemy, turned her lunch into milk without her thinking about it. No conscious command, a trick of nature, the only thing that came with no effort. She had to remember to breathe sometimes. She held her breath other times. But the milk, it came uninterrupted, like magic. Her body didn't know that her baby was gone. Not gone in the way she had expected. Mr. and Mrs. Walker mourned too, with no baby to adopt after all they'd invested. Her baby was gone. What the Walkers did not know was that Sarah had kept her options open secretly. Maybe, she thought, I could keep her. She had months to work out a plan, an entire winter. She thought about what it would feel like to have a daughter, holding a little piece of herself in her arms. Sarah was chunky and hid the change as well. Everyone at the office talked about dieting while she stayed mum and let herself go. Then came the blood and the water there in her chair at work. She had to tell her supervisor, so everyone knew what some had already suspected. In the relative comfort of her apartment, Sarah had 6 weeks of paid leave. And then she would return to questions, stares, pity. At her desk cubicle, where there was no privacy, open to everyone walking by, she would overhear everything. She would have to talk and nod and answer calls from customers who thought she'd left for good. The third button of her blouse resisted its corresponding hole, the stretch uncomfortable. The milk swelled in her breasts and burned. Her first night asleep in her own bed, she had to stay on her back, swollen. The weight pressed on her lungs, and in her dream the burden smothered her. The pressure compounded the sadness, and Sarah's healing would not begin. She woke from the dream with no nurse to call, and she didn't know what to ask for anyhow. Could you hold me? She lit a candle, drew a bath, and sat on the edge of the tub, sinking in when it filled with hot water. The heat made the milk pour out of her. Like snake skin, hair, fingernails, shark teeth, the fronds of an aloe plant, the milk would replace itself, keep coming and coming whether she wanted it to or not. There seemed no end. With no one to satisfy, it would not stop. No one knew her well here. No one would knock at the door to check on her. This excited her and gave her a chill. She had squabbled earlier in the day with the Walkers about a funeral. They wanted nothing more to do with the child, the one they wanted to name Elizabeth. Their loss was temporary because another child would take the name, a family name. Another child would come along. They had been a kind and conscientious couple, and now they had the luxury to forget. There were decisions to make, and Sarah did not want to think. The morgue kept the body for now, kept it cold, kept it frozen. Cremation, she thought. Quick and somehow less permanent. The bath made her sleepy, and her milk clouded the water. Parts of her body she could not see, her toes, her fingers. For once, she felt at home. her eyes hooded over, unyielding. She had the sensation of watching herself from the window. A fly buzzed against the hall light, stirring her, but she thought that was a dream too.